Hello everyone, my name is Ninja Derpify and welcome to episode 52 of Gnomoria. We can hear some wonderfully peaceful and just, just really nice listening music that's playing in the background. I think there's actually water actually sitting in here. You can see there's actually 56% water sitting at our entrance. Now before I start this episode, I want to just talk quickly about two things. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was a different channel. And this is a channel that I feel that some people should go and check out. Basically everyone that watches this video, just go and check it out because essentially the guy contacted me. I think there's more than one, I believe there is more than one person running this channel, so there's definitely some sweet ass variety there that you guys can get involved in with the amazing videos. Well, actually, I don't know if they're amazing videos. I did watch one and it was pretty damn entertaining, so I will say that it is entertaining, and the reason why I do bring it up in this certain channel is because unfortunately his mother passed away from a battle with cancer. So that is obviously a really sad story and it really does suck, but I figured just to make him feel a bit better, and because he asked, and I think he definitely deserves it because he's putting some great work into some of the videos that he's making. Electro Gamer Bros, that is the channel that I'm promoting right now. You can go and check those guys out. There is an annotation right on the screen, or you can check in the description as well. Just go check them out, watch a video or two, see if you like them. That's basically all I'm asking, but again, that is all up to you. The second thing I want to talk about is the reason for the lack of videos recently. We're just going to go ahead and quickly play the game so we actually have something happening in the background. You'll notice that my microphone is a much better quality. That is because my old one broke, and basically the same day, or I think the day after that my old microphone broke, I actually got really sick. Like, I was just basically had a really bad cold, and for about a week and a half, and I'm still, I don't know, my voice might sound a little bit odd, maybe because of the mic, and also because I just I don't know, because when you're getting over a cold and you're just like, and you're sort of like, you're 80% better, and there's just that little bit, but you feel so much better compared to the days before. But anyway, so that's been happening and has been holding up videos and things like that. But rest assured, I have a microphone now and I can record, and I am feeling a whole lot better. So it's going to be pumping out videos once again, hopefully every day that I can. So there's been changes to Gnomoria. There's actually been 2 patches since I've last played and made an episode. You can see there's like cool stuff happening out here. Oh, you can actually see this. I think this is a door that's actually broken. Or is that just facing that way for some reason? I don't really know. It's just in a little bit of a weird angle there. But yes, there's been updates to quite a lot of major systems in this game. One of the obvious ones that you're going to see is obviously graphically. We can see the distillery has a new icon for the still. It's actually like a copper thing that actually, it's actually metal as opposed, I don't know what it was before, but it didn't really look too much like a distillery, and this one's a lot better. Some of the graphics have changed on a few things. There have been new items added, there have been new methods of crafting, and one of those examples I will just show you right here is we go to the Weaponsmith, and regularly the Weaponsmith was you put in an order for a sword or an axe or a hammer or something like that, and it would just get done. The whole item would just get done, and now it is actually a bit different because there's more components to each sort of weapon. So we can see we've got a sword blade and also the sword. So once you have a sword blade and a hilt, you can actually create that sword and put it together. So you're going to have to be creating a few different components of each different recipe after this update. So we can see that there is a shield boss and there's also a shield backing. Once you have those two things, you can put them together to be a shield. So that's there is a bit of there's more changes that have happened to change the way that things work. I don't know, it's definitely more complex. It's definitely not as simple as it used to be. I am really okay with that. I guess newer players could be a little bit dissuaded, but it is fairly well explained. Like, you can see it says a sword blade. You obviously think, well, okay, so I got the blade. I can't just hold the blade. Like, that's just gonna cut my hand if I'm a gnome trying to fight, a dirty goblin. So obviously, you come down to sword and you can see, oh, so I need a hilt as well. Now, honestly, I don't even know where hilts are. I don't know where we craft hilts because I just don't seem to see where that is. A hilt may in fact just be crafted, I don't know, in the blacksmith. Here you can see we've got cutting wheels. Oh, cutting wheel. No idea what that's for. We've got files, ball peen, hammer. I mean, there's kind of a crazy amount of extra recipes that have been put in to increase basically the complication or the depth of item customization. So I assume that you could possibly, or maybe in the future, put like a copper hilt on a sword, and then there we go, auto saving. A copper hilt, so it's a cheap hilt, and then put like a really great a blade on it, so it could be, you know, you're using less resources. I don't know if that's in the game at the moment, and I don't actually have the materials for it right now, so I can't test that. Like, I don't have sword blades and hilts at the moment because I don't know where the hell I have to make hilts. If we go to our forge, we can see there's anvils, there's crazy stuff. I didn't even know what an anvil does apart from maybe you need it. Oh, so the anvil will be needed to make the weaponsmith and the armorsmith, I assume, because those both have an anvil. Probably most of these 3 workshops, we can see we've got a blacksmith. Are probably going to need an anvil before you can actually create that workshop. So workshops work in a different way when they're crafted. We can see if we go to our build and go to workshop, we can see there's a crude workbench which cuts logs into planks. Now, I don't want to spend too much time just going over the little tiny details, but if we went to, let's say, wood and go to a sawmill, we can see that we need, for a sawmill, we need a bench, a workbench, a chair, and a saw blade. So you basically, it just makes sense. Basically, what that workshop needs to work and function is what you need to craft. You know, before it was just build a workshop. Now it's, okay, so you need to have these things. You need to have a chair, you need to have a crafting bench, and you also need a blade to actually cut the wood. So it really makes sense, and it feels like a natural progression for the game to actually do this. And I really do like this update. There is really nothing wrong with doing this with the crafting system. I definitely agree with what has been done, and it's fantastic to see. So we saw a message just down the bottom here. A honey badger has been spotted, and if we spin around, we can see that beautiful honey badger. It actually looks more like a skunk than a honey badger, but again, I don't really have much experience with honey badgers. I don't even know if they're in Australia, but I definitely haven't seen one, so we can just assume that in the area that I live in, there are no honey badgers. Badgers would be, I think badgers are like really angry animals, aren't they? I think pretty much every time I've ever seen one, they're pretty much just really pissed off and angry and sort of just trying to kill something. But I don't know, maybe that's just like the way that they've been stereotyped into looking like a certain thing. We can see people are rushing out here, and there was also a merchant arriving. So we do have a merchant actually arriving in our market stall. So if we go into our market stall, we can see that there is probably going to be a larger selection of stuff that we can buy, because there's actually different kinds of merchants that come now. Some will have better items, some will have worse items. So basically it's going to sort of vary what you can buy each time a merchant actually comes. Now, we've got a lot of dirt. I think we can get rid of at least 100 of that, because it's just free to get rid of that, and we really don't need a whole great deal of that. I think we're going to hold on to those clay clumps. We do have a hell of a lot of bauxite. I think we're just going to go ahead and give away, man, what is a good number? I think 750, give away 750 would not be a bad thing. We have got lots of basalt as well, but that is a lot. Oh, we've got a lot of lapis as well, but I think I'm going to make lapis one of my main building materials, because blue is such a wonderful color in this game. And yes, that's going to stay constant at that number. We've got a lot of cotton. I guess we can sell some cotton because it does actually make us a profit. So we'll chuck in, no, I don't know if about 100, because I definitely do not want to run out of this. This is something that you don't want to run out of. Let's do 75 and just shift that over. We can see we're offering 150 worth, and we can buy that back once we are done with all this. And if we went down, we can see we've got apple clippings, birch clippings. We do have a lot of apple clippings. So I guess I'll give away, or not give away, but I can trade, let's say 40 of those, because we will need to expand, I assume, the farms in the future. So we're going to want to keep a stockpile of those. We've got a shit ton of strawberry seeds. There is absolutely like way too many strawberry seeds. We can't plant 447 plants at once, especially with our farm capacity at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and I trade about 150. That seems like a decent number, and it's going to give us some worth to deal with. We can see we've got wheat grains, we've got emu eggs, we've got our goblin meat, we've got a lot of yak meat as well. Let's trade about 20 of that. I could do with some more worth. I think there's some things that I will want to buy, like some of these, I don't know, maybe some wine and things like that, because my wine production has been a bit slow as of late. There's some nice emu meats, and there's a lot of yak milk. In fact, I want to get rid of some of my... Oh, wait a minute. Okay, that's... yeah, this is my stock. This is the trader stock, so I've got to keep remembering that. I can't actually forget what I'm doing. So I got a lot of yak milk. I'm going to go ahead and just trade, you know, like 120 of that, because we have so much, and it's just constantly being produced by the yaks. So we're still left with 156. I'm going to go ahead and trade back 50 even on top of that, so we're going to be left with about 100 plus yak milk. You can see there's lots of bones. All of these bones, I think, are useful since the update. I think I can make like bone needles and stuff like that. We'll have to find out and figure all that out, but again, that is a lot of bones. Let's go ahead and give away half of that. I don't know why I keep saying give away. Let's give away half of all the bones that we have. Alpaca bones, give away 10 of those. I'm just going to have to keep rolling with it. If I keep saying giveaway, I don't know. And we can see we have a fine bauxite pet rock. At the moment, pet rocks aren't very useful in the game. Last time I checked, you couldn't actually place them. So they're basically just a worth creator. So I can basically just sell this for 20. I mean, it's not a really difficult thing to make, and you get 20 worth out of it. That's kind of really substantial, and it certainly seems worth it to actually create pet rocks if you need some money when you're actually bartering with the gnomes that come in. And we can see there's basically lots of pine crates, doors, tables, and things like that down here, and this is all stuff that I actually use. So I don't really think that I would actually want to give away any of this, because there is a lot of tools and weapons. But okay, so we've got like leather helmets and things like that, poor yak leather and stuff like that actually sitting on the ground, not being used. I'm assuming that this is actually stuff that isn't being used at the moment, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to trade that stuff. I don't really need the worth out of that anyway, because I need workers to have actually leather armor at all times, and when we get more gnomes, we're going to have more workers that need that armor. And we can see we've got we can buy some copper ore. I'm going to say about 10 copper ore, because we do have the most copper ore out of anything else. Tin ore, I'm going to go ahead and buy about 30 of that. So we're going to start to get closer to that offer level. Now, what else could we want? Wheat grain, we've got some yaks and alpacas and things like that. I think if okay, let's do this. Wait, we can't do this quick trade yet. I wish I could actually... Oh, does that completely negate everything I've just done? No, oh no, it doesn't. Okay, so you can actually leave the window and go check up on some things. I think I do have more than one alpaca, and there is a male and female. There is a weird little bug going on in here. Look at that. There's like crazy little shadows popping in and out there, but don't worry about that. That's absolutely fine. It's not going to affect the gnomes, at least I hope so. So yeah, I think I have enough alpacas to actually be breeding, because there is an alpaca, as we can see, if we played, pretty much roaming around in someone else's pasture. I don't know what he's doing in there. If we go on to Alpacatron, we can see there is one maximum male and 4 max females, so that means that we definitely have a male and a female together, so we do not need to buy any alpacas from the merchant. So let's go ahead and break the bad news to him and just say no, we don't want any alpacas. I think we're just going to buy the rest of the tin ore. Oh, there's a lot of copper there, so let's just get about 20 of that. Is that going to be... It's actually going to take us over. So we're going to send back, I don't know, 7. Is that going to get us around? Okay, so we can... I think we definitely need some logs, because we are running out of coal and logs. So we are left with, let's buy about 20... Wait, that's completely the wrong numbers. Let's buy about... Oh my god, how did I do that twice? What is... 2-0. Oh, it goes to 13 because that's all he has. Oh my god, I was doing the right thing, but I just thought it was wrong. Anyway, we're gonna buy all of those logs, and all of these birch logs as well. We should be able to, yeah, we can actually afford that. And we can afford 1 more copper ore, so let's go ahead and put that in. We're at 653 offer, and we're offering 648, so we can trade, and there we go. All that stuff should be I think sitting here, so people should probably come very shortly, and yeah, here we go. But here begins the hauling. I don't know if the items that I traded automatically disappear straight into the merchant's inventory. Like, I don't know if they have to be hauled to the market stall. I would think for gameplay reasons it would be smarter just to have them disappear and go straight into the gnome merchant's inventory, because otherwise it's going to take you very long to actually, you know, cart around. Oh, look at this, what is this brilliant stuff? This is a different, okay, so wheat grain. Now we can see this, wheat grain is definitely a new thing. At least it's a change of a name. We can see that we can have any grains for bread. Sandwiches need sausages and bread. So basically grains are needed to make bread now, as opposed to just the wheat. So we can see over here at the groves, things are kind of looking a bit weird because only like half of these saplings are planted, and not even these apples are actually being picked. So I think part of the reason that is happening, as was pointed out by a wonderful viewer, thank you again, is, well, there's a car outside, don't worry about that, is because basically the woodcutters are being overworked, and no, actually the woodcutters aren't being utilized properly, and the farmers are being overworked. We can see there is constantly farming to be done, there is constantly hauling from the farms to be done. So essentially all of my farmers have been just doing that and not worrying about trees. Who cares about trees when you got food and when you got grain and things like that to bring in and replant and stuff like that? And basically that's what was happening. And because I didn't have horticulture on the actual woodcutters, they couldn't do anything about cutting saplings and planting saplings. So essentially now I've allowed the woodcutters and given them horticulture to cut saplings, and I believe plant saplings. I think they can do those two things now with horticulture. Maybe just cut, but that doesn't really matter, because as long as we get the saplings cut, those woodcutters can actually stop being idle and actually cut down the trees. So I really do assume that the groves are going to start working a hell of a lot better now with that different change that I made. Again, I probably could use some more farmers, because there really is a lot of stuff going on with so much of this. I mean, there's a ton of tiles being farmed, so I guess I could change one of those guys to actually just be... Well, actually, the solution wouldn't be to actually change anything. The solution will be to actually decrease the size of the farm. So we can see I have a hell of a lot of strawberry seeds. Cotton, I think we have a lot of cotton. Let's check up on all of our stockpiles on basically everything that we actually farm. We've got to go to items, and let's have a look at our foods. Now, if we check out fruit, we can see that we've got a lot of strawberries, no apples. I think apples, they're going to be, I don't know, I'm just not going to have as much of them, because trees, they're a bit harder to get working with the grow system, and the apple trees to get them harvested and then you know, cut down or whatever. It's just a bit of a longer process, and strawberries just seem like a way faster way to get them. But again, I think everyone is eating the apples because they would be probably more fulfilling than the strawberries, so that does make sense that everyone's eating the apples first. So that is okay, so people are getting apples, just not as many as strawberries. And yeah, so we've got a lot of strawberries, really 122 strawberries. We maybe need 50 sitting in the kingdom at one point, because again, we do have apples sometimes, we do have loaves of bread, we do have sandwiches, so we don't need to rely as heavily on strawberries as we used to. So I'm going to go ahead and deconstruct this area. Well, no, not deconstruct, we need to remove this designation down here. Seeing that this has actually been harvested recently, and we can see that I think it might have been replanted. I think we can see seeds there, but I don't know if it's been re-sowed. I can only assume that it has been re-sowed, but I really do not know at the moment. Not sure what the graphic looks like for that. So yeah, we're going to halve the strawberry production that we actually have, and the stocks for wheat have always been really high, even when making beer as quick as I can. So again, I'm going to remove the designation for this and cut that in half as well. We're just going to designate that area for a farm, and we're going to have to actually flip the screen or the perspective and make it even this big would be really fine, because we don't just make beer, we make other things as well. The farm priority is going to go up to about 1. This is going to be called our wheat. and my microphone was actually in the way there, so I couldn't really type it as quick as I wanted to. But anyway, the crop is going to be, of course, wheat. We have 160 seeds, and we can see that there's 50 seeds planted at the moment, and there's 50 tilled plots. So at the moment, we've got all of that section that we just made into a farm actually sitting there with wheat seeds. So it's basically automatically just full into full production. So that is really great, and it's really just going to make things go a lot quicker than it would have if we didn't have that planted. So I'm going to make some drastic changes to the inside of this place right now. Basically, I'm just going to replace all the walls with lapis lazuli. So if we go ahead and just mine out all of the walls that I can safely mine out without, I guess because this is the only entrance, I really can pretty much safely take out all of these walls and things like that. So let's go ahead and mine out all that. The honey badger has bled to death. I assume that it was actually fighting maybe some goblins. I really don't have any idea. So yeah, we're going to take out all the walls over here. Oh, if we take out the walls here, it's going to make a breach. So we'd have to quickly actually get that the lapis built back up. So let's go ahead, go to our build menu, go to our terrain, make a wall, and it's going to be out of stone. And what? No, not log stone. It has to be raw lapis lazuli. We're going to go ahead and build that and replace the. Oh, actually, was that a doorway? I can't actually remember. But we can see here was where the actual walls were. So we can go ahead and place them back again. It's going to be a wonderful blue lapis lazuli, and quickly just keep an eye on this area so we can actually get this replaced with, and we also got to make sure the corner gets done before the two sides alongside. Otherwise, it won't be able to get access very easily, and it's going to take a lot longer. So yeah, basically this guy is just building up these walls. Might take him a little while, so it's probably going to have to go room to room. Again, there is only one builder here. I think there is actually a builder. If we zoomed up to the castle, I think there was a builder up here. He was making stairs. Yeah, we can see there is a guy making stairs. I mean, not stairs. He's actually just extending this wooden platform for the castle and making that larger. So if we zoom up a level, we can probably, we got to get that done and then got that cut out. It's going to be a bit of a hassle, but it's going to be done regardless. I think if we go straight to terrain and just remove floor, we can do some progress along with this one. If we remove all of these like this, I will still be able to access all the different sections in just a different sort of manner. We can see people are rushing up here now to actually get those deconstructed. Yak has been born, and let's just see how this goes. We can see this has taken this person quite a while to actually deconstruct that. I can actually also deconstruct this whole section here, because that is not needed to access the back parts here. So yeah, this is going to be a decent way to actually get a larger surface area basically removed from the world in a much more efficient way, as opposed to, you know, just going crazy. A goblin has been spotted. Oh my god, the music started up. Let's get the perspective right. We can see there's goblins coming in here like crazy. The traps have been activated. There is blood. There is damage being done. There is a worker that's basically going halfway through the hallway and just going nope, and then basically just come back out. Oh, a goblin just died just then. We can see the ranged people actually coming in. There are some goblins here. Whoa, there's a lot of goblins actually being spotted. There's actually goblins without weapons, so I assume the traps have made them drop their weapons. And along with that, I just want to... Oh, Hipster Monkey has died. Okay, I made a huge mistake just then. After not playing this game for just a little bit, I've actually pretty much forgotten what the hell I should be doing. I'm supposed to put that attack order in straight away as soon as I can, and unfortunately Hipster Monkey has died. That's terrible. That should not have happened. I really am to blame for that. We can see that the engineers should be coming out to reset the traps. We can see the traps being reset there, and the doors have all been actually taken down. So we're gonna have to put those back up. We're gonna have to go into the build menu, furniture, and to the doors. Make sure it's a stone, actually lapis door, and place them all back where they were. So traps, I was told by a viewer, a wonderful viewer that always gives me great information. that the traps actually do change their damage and effectiveness with the material you use. So I do have one bronze trap, and you'll see that it was about here where basically the goblins started to run into some really tough I don't know, like traps. Basically, the traps were more effective and they were doing more damage because there was a bronze one as opposed to all of the copper ones that I have here. So, you know, oh, what is this? Is that a gear? I think that's a gear. We can see it's a spring. Yeah, we have some tin gears and things like that sitting there. So if we go into our engineer shop, we should actually, a mechanism base, a gearbox, a trap base. Okay, so now we also have to split up the items for the traps as well. Essentially every item in the game has been split up like this. So we need to make trap bases, which we need mechanism bases for, so which only needs gears. So if we craft a mechanism base, I actually have 4 gears, so I can make 2 sets of those. And then after that, we should be able to make a trap base with 2 of those springs. And then after that, we can make the spike trap with the trap base and this. Okay, any spikes. So the spikes are made. Where are the spikes even made? I don't really know where. Crafted in a machine shop. Okay, so we need to come over to the machine shop and actually make some spikes. I think it was actually 2 that we needed to create. But as we can see, we don't actually have any bars, so that's going to be a bit of a problem to do. We're going to craft those 2 spikes and move them up just so they are ready to be created as soon as possible. Once we get some bars actually being smelted, we can see that the forge isn't actually doing anything right now because I really don't know. I guess the guy might be asleep. As always, we do have quite a few gnomes asleep like all the time. We can see the apple wood has been placed in here, so we can go ahead and designate these areas for those personal quarters, and the people can come down and claim them as they please. We can see 108 worth for the majority of these different rooms, which is really great to see it being improved by the floors. We can see some copper actually here. And 4 poster beds. Do we have more? Yes, we do have more. We actually do have exactly 4 more, and we'll be able to place some torches down here as well. We don't really need torches on this level, but it is just nice to be able to see what is happening. The gnomes, I assume, when they go to bed, they just extinguish them and relight them in the morning. We just don't see that happen because they're so quick and crafty, and they're great magicians. You know, they could be fire mages and we just don't know about it. We're gonna go into our building, and we're gonna go to the furniture and make those 4 poster beds in each of those rooms that we just finished off, and they should get done fairly quickly. We'll also get actually torches. Let's check out the stocks on the torches. Going to our goods. Oh, it's actually in furniture torches. I don't know why I went to goods. And we can see we've got 27 torches. We have enough torches to actually to put them into the room. So if we go to our build menu, we can see in furniture that the torch is going to be there again. And we can, oh, that one's already lit up, so we can just place one there, 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 and there. And if we scroll down, we should hopefully see the -10 mine has actually been completely lit up. No, it hasn't. Do you know why? Because the builders are actually working on other things, and I guess it really should be done as quickly as possible, but it's basically just going to be too complicated for me to go in and sort of change. But there's basically no priorities that I can change to make them get to those torches quicker, as opposed, apart from basically removing the orders. We can see these saplings getting planted and stuff like that, which is amazing to see. And basically that's just getting done. I don't know if we even need to gather these apples, but seeing as it's not getting done automatically, let's just go ahead and forage. I'm going to forage all of these trees, and hopefully that'll get done fairly shortly. But again, these aren't lighting up instantly because the farmers are working on something else at the moment. And we can see the builders, instead of being downstairs with the torches and doing stuff, they are actually up here doing the stuff that I ordered them to. So I can't expect them to be able to multitask and do crazy million different things at once. We can see these floors here getting made are going a little bit slow, but again, that is just the nature of the beast. We can see someone is coming up here to actually haul some of this stuff, and this floor really needs to get made, because once that floor gets made, I can cut this, you know, this whole floor off, and then I can keep cutting, and just get rid of this whole entire platform, and just tidy up the whole place a little bit. But actually, I can actually do stuff in the meantime. I can actually set this terrain here to remove this whole entire row here. And we can essentially do that to all rows and just leave a gap in between. So if we do it up to, let's see, we'll break that wall so we can see which block that is. I'm gonna go here just to be safe. Actually, I can deconstruct that. And I can also go into terrain and dig a ramp down on all of these different sections. So I think with all of these extra bits, I think when you cut it, when you're actually digging a ramp down, you actually need a wall underneath the floor. I don't think you can actually just turn a floor straight into stairs. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I assume that you cannot do that. And we can see someone's up here deconstructing them really quickly, because that is what they basically do their whole entire life. I know it might seem a bit sad, but you know, that's just the way that it is. We can see the lapis lazuli has been put in, and these doors have actually been moved and placed into the stockpiles here, and these doors are being, really the builders are doing so much in my kingdom. I really do appreciate so much of what they're doing, you know, like, I mean, without them, where would we be? We wouldn't have anything placed, we wouldn't have any floors crafted, we wouldn't have any floors dug, we wouldn't have any walls placed. They just do a really great job. So I'm just going to basically set little tasks for them at a time and try and get this whole place redone with lapis lazuli, to make it look a hell of a lot better in my eyes and hopefully yours, because again, they are really working really hard. So if we're wanting to create a wall, go to stone and make it lapis lazuli, we can actually, you know what, I don't have to do this. There is a command, not a command, but there is a way to do this with replace wall. I can't believe I totally forgot about this. I apologize. If I go to raw lapis lazuli, I can replace every single wall on the inside of our place with lapis. So it's going to be so much better and so much easier for me to actually do this. We're going to have to leave like little breaks in some of the walls so they actually get done. I don't know, it's going to be a little bit tricky because sometimes they block off access to their own jobs, which is a bit of a pain. But I think horizontally, diagonally, things can get cut down and built as well. So I think we should be okay in regards to that. I think we're just going to go ahead and cut out this section here because it really doesn't need to be there. Like that, there doesn't need to be a double wall there. There can just be the one wall for the Great Hall. And we'll just go ahead and back into the terrain, replace the wall, and set all of our interior walls to be replaced. So we can see that a lot of these interior walls are going to be replaced very shortly. That's going to be a pretty big task, especially with all of the things we have going on with the builders. They really are being overworked, and I hope they do get a good night's sleep. We can see that, yes, someone has actually claimed this personal room that we just made in this episode. So people are getting their sleep. The dormitories aren't being used as much because these personal quarters are much more sought after by the gnomes than the dormitories, because they do get a better sleep and they don't have to sleep for as long, and I think they stay awake a bit longer as well. I'm not sure, but they just get a better sleep. So basically, you know, you want to be doing that because you're a great overlord for these gnomes, and that's just the way that I see it, I guess. And yeah, basically that's going to be the end of this episode. We are doing a hell of a lot of stuff to make this place look a bit better. I'm avoiding this water here because I don't know if it spills out. I don't know if that could become a problem. We did see some goblins. We did replace some walls. Look at this bone line. I mean, there's like a gigantic spine, and then it's just a skull. What made that? Was it Loch Ness Monster? I don't know. Like, Loch Ness Monster could be sitting out in our pond out here, and we just don't even know it. It could be stealing gnomes, and I really hope it isn't, because Captain Jetbeard has mentioned the pressure plate. That is awesome. That is definitely going to be useful for any future stuff that we need. We can see there's actually some copper trap bases and stuff like that. I assume there were spikes made. So yeah, that's gonna do the end of this episode. I want to thank all of you guys for watching. I love you, and I hope you have a great day.